The Gen Z government is the government that is going to be formed and elected by the people of the Republic of Kenya in 2027. That is very key because the people must realize that they are the ones who have the decisions. Our government is formed by the people, just that the people have to vote. They vote in the best leaders to represent them. Otherwise, the people could have their own power. There are various reasons why it will be called the Gen Z government, but I would like to dwell into two. Number one, this will be the first government since the rise of the Gen Z movement in June 2024. The Gen Zs took it to the streets to reject the Finance Bill 2024 and realized that the people we have been electing in office, they do not go there to represent the will of the people. So the Gen Zs occupied parliament. They took power back to the people. Number two, it may be called the Gen Z government since the majority of the voters will be the Gen Zs. So if the Gen Zs will be the majority, then they ought to produce, nominate, and elect Gen Zs in office. This is an initiative to encourage the youth or young people or a new generation of leaders to come into office so that we eliminate these people who have been in government for 30 years, yet we do not see change. It is the high time that we realize that we need to wake up. We rise up, we mobilize people to register as voters so that in 2027, we will have the consciousness that is required of people who know exactly the leaders they want. Which are some of the leaders that we want in office in 2027? They must be competent. The criteria to be used in electing leaders is stipulated in Article 73 of the Constitution, where the people must look into the integrity of people and the competence. Competence is very key here. And the Gen Zs have to vet in the leaders they want. In the primaries, we may have great competition. But going forward, the Gen Zs need to produce only one person to represent them in every ward, every constituency, every county, as indicated by Article 138, Clause 1 of the Constitution. It is necessary that we encourage young people to see the need for them to come out to register as voters and for them to vie in electoral posts. It is required of them to do that so that we have a new generation of leaders. We shift from the older way of thinking to a new way of governance, which is characterized by new energy, a new vision, and the growing technology is also part of the advantages. The other thing is that we need to be very intentional. If we need Gen Z government, then we must be out there having debates, discussing, because the idea here is not all about elections. The idea here is about changing leadership, changing governance. And we cannot have that if we do not include the people. So the people must participate. That's why we are saying the Gen Z government will be the government of the people, the people's government. They will be there to contribute into forming the government. They will be there to support the government, because for a government to be successful in Kenya, it must be backed up by the people. We are a democracy, and a democracy cannot do without public participation. We are encouraging the people to come out in public spaces and air out their opinions and suggest leaders. We are the ones who will be proposing the leaders we want into office. We will not wait for them to show us that they are competent or come to lie to us, giving us fake promises. We do not want that. We want we ourselves to select the people who are going to represent us. And those people, we will select them and actually elect them into office. After we elect them into office, we will not leave it at that. Because if there must be public participation, then the people must be willing to contribute into making the decisions of the government. All the views are welcome. So wherever we are, I would expect that the Gen Zs will come out, those who want to vie in 2027, they need to come into public space to have public debates and public discussions with people and showing them the right way. These are just suggestions, but they need to be worked on for them to be fruitful. So let us not just wait for people to come out. We ourselves need to present ourselves to be elected in 2027. We need new energy. We need new generation of leaders.